Hi everyone, I'm Terra Renee and I'm here to do an eyebrow tattoo tutorial. My really good friend Britt suggested this tutorial and I'm really excited to do it for you. This is the machine here from eBay. This was about $120. This is a digital machine, which is different from the stylus pen permanent makeup. This is also a pen. This is the gun. This is the digital with the speed and everything. You'll see when I turn it on. And it comes with a bunch of stuff that I'm going to talk about. First, this comes with caps, which is this thing here. It actually screws on to the base of the gun right here. Many different size needles, and I'll talk about the different needles. Caps that go over the needles and actually hold in the ink. An anesthetic, which I don't know helps very much, but it at least does something. It comes with a practice silicone skin, which is a really cool peach tone skin, fake skin. And you can practice as much as you want. It also comes with 3 different colors, a lip color and 2 eyebrow colors. But the inks are not intended for skin. These inks are intended for the practice skin only. You can use them on your skin, but it's really at your own risk. I don't think they're very good quality, and I know that they fade very quickly and they don't last. I do suggest buying, I have 2 different kinds here. This is from Forever Natural. This is a bamboo color, and I got darkest brown as well. And this is from Custom Cosmetic Colors. I bought these on either eBay or Amazon for like $13 to $20. And the good thing about them is I can mix the 2. This one has a green base, which I thought was really cool because it kind of goes with my coloring anyway. I think my hair color and things like that. And this one is a dark red chestnut brown. I think it's a really bad idea, even if your hair is black, to do a black color because black does fade to a gray blue. So it's very, very important to know. And brown tends to fade to a gray pink. If you want to use a really dark, I would use a darkest brown or a dark black brown. Nothing just one solid color. I like the mixture, really helps the fading. Also, so you know, these colors are not exactly what you're going to get at the end. And after the 3rd or 4th day, it's going to lightly flake away by itself because it's under a few layers of skin. It's going to be a lot lighter. What we're going to need is gloves, paper towels, A&D ointment. You're going to need your anesthetic, your machine, all the pieces of the machine, and a spray bottle. Now this spray bottle is good to have water in it with a dime size drop of green soap, which is a surgical soap. But to be honest with you, I actually just used a little bit of Dove. It's the tiniest little bit, and it's an unscented, and it's for sensitive skin, and I found it worked really well. You need that to be able to wipe away the excess ink. Okay, so now I think I should talk to you a little bit about needles. I have a straight needle, which is very hard to control. It is very, very small lines that it creates, which is really nice to do a very light stroke if you want very realistic eyebrows. But I find it very hard to control, and it actually wiggles out of place sometimes, and I don't like it very much. There is a 3-prong needle that just goes up and it's flat, which I really, really like for getting nice hair strokes throughout. But when you get down to this area, it's a little too thick. You have to turn it to the side and you have to be careful. So I like to use the 2-prong one. It's a detail pen, and I find it's very simple to use and very controllable. There is another needle that is mainly for shading. It's actually 3-prong like this, and it holds more ink inside, and that's really good for getting shading in. But my favorite is the 2-prong needle that's flat. So to start, I'm going to use a makeup remover cleansing cloth from e.l.f. I'm just going to wipe off everything there. And just to make sure it's completely clean, I'm going to shake up my soapy water, spray it on here, and wipe it again. Screw this right on. Next, I'm going to put my needle in. And let it ease in, don't force it. And I'm going to choose one of these that I think will work. I think this one has a small nozzle, so I don't think that will fit. This one's a little bit more slanted, and I'm just going to pop it out and show you right over top of that. You just want that to poke out slightly. I'm going to turn on the machine here. And I want you to see the digital. And I can speed it up or slow it down as much as I want. And the button's back here. There is a really cool thing about these machines. If it's not set in properly or if it's too tight, it won't turn on. So you know that there's something wrong, and maybe you picked the wrong nozzle and it's just too tight. If it feels like that there's no room to move, it won't turn on. This also comes with a ring that you can put the ink in and be able to take from that. However, I used it so many times it's gone, so I'm just going to use a plastic cap. So I'm going to start by mixing my two colors. And some of my darkest brown. And before I start, I'm going to put a little of the anesthetic on and let it sit for just a few minutes. Pressing down into the plastic. And hopefully you could see the cap filling up with ink. Once your cap fills up with ink, you know you're ready to go. Kind of do slow strokes, even though it's slightly greater of a pain. Just make sure you're doing slower strokes. And a lot of times at this point you think maybe you're done with the eyebrow, but you'll see so much wipes away. I'm just going to spray right on my paper towel and wipe away. You'll start to see that there's really not like a whole lot that took. So you gotta keep going. Perfectly normal to have to go over the same area many times, and also it's normal to be have the sniffles like I do right now. My sinuses are just being aggravated by it. So you can see pretty much of a change in color here. This is more gray. This is what it faded to. And this color is more like my hair color with a nice brownish greenish tint. I am filling in some of the areas that may have flaked away that I didn't want gone yet. So I am going over the area many times to make sure that this time it actually takes. Okay everyone, so my eyebrows have been tattooed and I really wanted to explain to you about the aftercare. This is the most important part of the permanent makeup process because permanent makeup is not like regular tattoos. Basically, if you do anything wrong, this can lift completely out of your skin and be gone. A normal tattoo you can mess up or forget to put some on and it's really not going to completely be gone, but with permanent makeup it will. The first thing that's really important is not to wash your face. If you do, make sure that you use a sponge like this and go all the way around, not touching your eyebrows at all and making sure that this is just damp and not sopping wet to where the soap and water can run into your eyebrow. You don't want anything touching your eyebrows other than the A&D ointment basically for the next 3 to 4 days. Heat from the sun and a sunburn could cause damage, but the heat from the sun can also open up your pores and cause this ink to just not set in your skin. This also goes for the heat coming out of the oven when you open it up and the steam that comes up, the stove top with the steam, and also the shower. With hot showers are really not good for the next 3 to 4 days. You can be in a shower but just have maybe a door open, not too hot, and make sure not to get your face wet. You cannot touch them with your fingers. You can get an infection. You never know what's on your hands. You have to use a clean Q-tip and things like that, and you have to dab it on, no rubbing. No powder. That's a really big one. I think that's why one of the times that I used it before that it completely lifted up. Like I took my compact and I just dabbed a little powder over it and I thought it wasn't going to make a difference. Well, the powder will clog your pores and it will cause your skin to force it out and reject the ink completely. There is absolutely no picking. You'll start to see that this will scab up just like this, maybe a little bit darker. And if you pick or peel, it can completely lift all the ink out and we don't want that at all either. Don't leave your house without your A&D ointment. That's very important because it will dry out. You are only to use it 3 times a day in a small amount. You don't want to overload your eyebrows with it and you don't want to forget it. Make a few facial expressions when it's dry and you don't notice. You may feel it very tight and it may crack. That crack will cause new skin growth and have absolutely no ink in it. Please use this video at your own risk. It is a tattoo. It is permanent. It will fade very quickly sometimes. You do generally have to do it twice or more than 2 times to get your desired look. But I also, wouldn't recommend this for anyone who doesn't draw their eyebrows on every single day or someone that's under 18, of course. Hi everyone, I just wanted to do this quick little video to show you the end result of my eyebrows. They have healed. It took a few days of scabbing and then flaked away completely. And there was a few things as I was editing the video that I wanted to talk about. While I was doing it, I noticed that it looked completely painless. It does sting like a normal tattoo. It does kind of hurt, but it's only while you're using the gun. And it does itch the last few days. And I wanted to let you know that also. So while it's itching, you just kind of like put your fingernail there where it itches, don't scratch. Otherwise, it healed really well. And I also wanted to say that when I was talking after I did it, I looked really crazy. It was so red and swollen and it was very dark right here, and that's because there was this area there that I wanted to fix that actually wasn't taking the last few times that I had tattooed them. Well, I wanted to say thank you so much for watching, and I'd really appreciate it if you subscribe. Thank you so much, Britt, for requesting the video, and until next time, bye-bye.